Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. Where we're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo North with some grand plans for the day. So no time to waste, let's hop on in. And as we do, folks, as always, I just want to mention, if you've been enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. I say it all the time because it really makes that much of a difference. I look at the number of likes and comments to get a quick read on how many people are interested in watching a series continue, if it should be sped up, slowed down, things like that. And it's part of the reason why we get so many episodes of Planet Zoo every week. It's because of your likes and comments giving me that clear indication. Apart from that, again, I love reading through all the comments. I love seeing your feedback. I love seeing your thoughts, your opinions shared. To me, that's a very big part of this whole experience of having a YouTube channel. I really enjoy that. So I do read through all the comments and I do take all your suggestions and thoughts into consideration. And today's session is going to be kicked off with, well, the first thing we're going to do is a touch of management stuff. Just want to do a little bit of exhibit trading, or rather, I just want to check on my exhibit animals. I just want to see if anything's kind of going a little crazy, a little over the top with my, no, why am I going to the wrong, there we go, animals. This thing's in my way. Looks like we'll be fine, actually. If I just do a quick glance over here, we have a couple of centipedes. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. Nothing too wild going on. Do you still have a breeding pair? You do indeed. Oh, these guys might need to be traded out because they don't like... Oh, actually, they're happy enough. They're happy enough. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. If they're happy, they're happy. These guys are all happy. Everyone's happy. I need to check the Titan beetles. Yeah, okay. So you know what? I think this session will be fine without dealing with that. So we'll deal with it next session maybe. In which case, that means I'm actually going to start right away with addressing some of your comments. I was going to say we're going to start with that and then address some of the comments, but hey, I guess that's not really necessary. A couple of things. Ooh, overcrowding with the polar bears. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Something else to address before I do address the comments. My apologies. Seems as though our child here has finally become an adult. Okay. This must have happened very recently. There's an injury here. These are solid genes on Ukarnit. I'm definitely butchering that. Now, Adlartok. I'm definitely going to be butchering these. I apologize. If anybody knows better, then feel free to teach me, correct me. Hold on, this needs to be moved down as well. There we go. Okay, so this is the polar bear that we purchased. Very middling stats across the board. This is our own baby. We can tell because of the age. Stats are a fair bit better. I wonder if we trade... let's see. I just want to check. This would be inbreeding. Alasi here. Alasi. She also kind of has middling stats. So I could trade the mom and dad out and get a new mate in for... Ukarnit. So let's go ahead and get rid of you here, buddy. I could release to the wild. It's okay. Let's see how much they trade for. Let's see how much they trade for real quick. Oh man, there's so much to do today. There's so much to try and accomplish today. Because I also have a huge conversation needs to be had with the Komodo dragons in terms of my ideas for them, your comments about them, and how that's going to change my approach quite significantly, but I'm still excited for it. But it's a pretty big difference to what I had initially planned. So it looks like all greens go as high as 3K, all yellows maybe 1K. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, we can try it. So let's go ahead and send you to the trade center. And the mum as well, who's currently trying to grab a snack, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and send you to the trade center as well. And instead, we're going to go ahead and bring in a new female with high stats, hopefully. 4,000. I'm willing to put down 4,000. I mean, I've got a lot. Sure, let's do it. Right? 6.9 years. How old did they live until? Where is my Zoopedia button? Why isn't there? There should be one. Oh, there we go. It's in the words. Again, icons in some places, words in others. Lots of little things here and there. Where are we? What am I looking for? I'm looking for ages. There we go. Maturity's at 7 years. Sterility's at 30 years. So I believe you're fine. Yeah, we've got plenty of time with you. 4,000. That's really expensive, I know, but the stats are solid. Now, Kimik, let's see. It's the first two stats are the big ones, is the thing. the first two stats are the ones that carry over the most. And the second two stats are really kind of randomized. Let's see. If I take Kimik and I compare you with Newborn, you see those are decent potential results. Whereas if I take Anjij here and compare you with, those are like the same results basically. They're the same potential results, right? So let's go with the cheaper option. Just makes sense. I think it just makes sense. Let's do it. So Kimik, let's get you in here. And let's make sure we put you in a quarantine first, of course. Yeah, I knew we had one in here. Pop you in there. And after that happens, we also need to take a look at trading out some of our animals, including some of our tigers. But that I'll do after I address some of the other comments, which I said was going to be the first thing we do. My apologies. So, red and yellow, not a fan. Roger that. Let's go ahead and we can experiment with some of the greens. I said we can experiment with some of the greens. Again, like I think a big part of the problem is that green isn't necessarily my favorite color. So I'm having a hard time picking a green that I really like. And I've worked with greens before. Obviously, it's not like I've never worked with greens. I can pick a green. Oof. I get really picky with my greens. Again, typically when I do color picking like this, I'm looking at like Pantones, or I'm putting down like 100 colors or something before I actually pick one. And with greens, I'm particularly picky. Some greens are like okay, an eco green. Everyone, quote unquote, everyone knows what that looks like. There's quote unquote Irish green. I guess everyone knows what that looks like, or is supposed to look like. There's some greens which are like easy picks, but here where I have free reign, it's tougher. I gotta group these so I can actually recolor these as well, because many of y'all were suggesting that a deeper red would fit Christmas a bit better. Let's go ahead and group all of these so it's easier to recolor them. And we can try recoloring some of these and seeing how we feel about a deeper red going with the green. Oh, this is gonna be tougher to select. There's so many pieces. It really kind of makes you appreciate how many pieces were put down to build this building. Now, while I'm doing this so that I can talk about things that are maybe a bit more pressing or interesting than me selecting a bunch of tiles, regarding the Komodo dragon habitat, which is going to be, hopefully it's going to be the focus of today's session. I have seen all your thoughts and feedback, pieces of feedback and opinions with regards to it. Many of you liked the idea of the medieval style castle and whatnot, and many of you were strongly opposed to it. And I obviously had some time to think about it myself as well. And like I said, I was doing some research of my own. I like to do research between sessions to give myself ideas and concepts and whatnot. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I totally agree with both sets of opinions have things that give them credence, right? Like the big sticking point is that for almost the entirety of the zoo, we've separated things based on the regional aesthetic and things like that. So why now, when it comes to the Komodo dragon, only because of the name of the animal, are we completely abandoning that same, I guess, ethos, the brand concept? Why is that suddenly out the window? Which I think is a very prudent and pertinent point, and I think it shouldn't be. I think both sides of the argument have some truth to them, so to speak. Again, Southeast Asia was colonized by European colonizers, but that's a statement that can be made about most of the world. So should everything just be European style? I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of moving parts to that conversation. Opens up a can of worms in terms of it starts feeling like any excuse can be used to just go with European style constructs at that point. I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying here. I hope I'm communicating clearly. It just feels like a bit of a cop-out, and as excited as I was for the idea, and as excited as I still am for the idea, I do feel like the right call is to stick with something which is of the area, so Southeast Asia for the Komodo dragons. Now, the Komodo dragons are they're found on a few different islands. but they are an Indonesian creature found on the island of Komodo. I believe the island's name itself is Komodo. And it's got, ooh, I like this. There are a lot of legends and stuff to it. We can still tie into the whole dragon thing, but why not stick with more kind of Southeast Asian dragon stories and whatnot. Now, I say Southeast Asian specifically because that is Southeast Asia. It's not East Asia. We're not going to do Chinese dragon myths. We're going to be doing Southeast Asian dragon stories, and probably particularly, I'm going to try and stick to like Indonesian ones so we can, you know, stay true to true to form, basically. Well, that kind of works. But I'll give you more details on that when the time lapse starts. But I just wanted to communicate what my plan was with regards to the enclosure there and how it's going to change my approach. I would like to still do some sort of an adventure kind of a thing for the kids, but I think aesthetically we might go for either an Indonesian palace style thing, or there are some, I mean, absolutely gorgeous temples. And I saw some suggestions about like, a reclaimed village and things like that, and I'm kind of blending some ideas with some ideas of my own that I had. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and do like a temple, like a reclaimed temple sort of a thing. So temple with overgrowth, trees are coming back. So again, sort of like a ruins kind of a thing, but with the gorgeous style of Indonesian architecture and whatnot. Honestly, some really beautiful stuff. I think we have the pieces we need to pull it off. I think it will be a tough one. For sure, it'll be a tough one because that architectural style isn't really represented among the pieces. Some of that architectural style is, but a lot of it isn't. So it's going to involve a lot of finagling, I guess is the word I want to use. It's going to involve a lot of finding the right pieces, trying to modify them the right way and things like that. We'll see how successful it is. I'm obviously going to... what am I looking for here? Instruction. What I'm looking for here. Star, right. It's going to be an interesting adventure. Now, I'm going to preempt the conversation of like, well, party, you've got, a Santa Claus thing going on in North America. What about that? That's a cultural clash. Is that just an excuse? Because, I mean, you know what? Arguably, it is. Shouldn't this entire Arctic region have been more of the, like an Inuit style or something like that? I suppose, but, I mean, I don't know how to phrase this in the best possible way. I can only speak from personal experience, obviously, and maybe other nations have a similar situation, but I don't know better, so what can I say? But, in North America, which again, this is what this section is, it's sort of a North American Arctic section, we have this kind of blend from, the beginning of recorded history in this area in many cases. That's a little unfair to say. It's tough. It's a tough conversation to get into, but I'm also going to say this took several hours, so we're not going to revisit that. I'm not going to rebuild this thing because of a realization I had later on. Mistakes happen, right? Nonetheless, I'm very happy with not only this, but also with the conversation about the Komodo dragons. Now, one thing to note is cameras. Now, okay, these guys do not have the red noses. It was pointed out that I might have too few reindeer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9. These two are a little hidden. I didn't want them to be out in the front, in the middle over here, blocking people's entrance. So maybe that's why it was noted that I only had 7, but I do in fact have 9 reindeer, and only 1 has the bright red nose. Thank you all for reminding me about the fact that I needed to move that. I believe that covers, I've got the star on the tree as well. Again, it kind of matches with the idea of the stars and everything from our more... I mean, I don't even know how to describe... I'm really happy with this enclosure and the little stars and stuff at night and the aurora borealis and all that. Really happy with this one. So, okay, we've got that done. I'm just checking my... Oh, right, there's one more thing I need to do over here, is I need to finally replace this glass flooring because it no longer makes sense. It used to be a part of the you know, the viewing angles, but obviously that's no longer the case, so we're just going to replace this with normal flooring. But yeah, so like I always say, I mean, feedback is always welcome. I'm always looking for other people's opinions and thoughts because I feel like that results in interesting conversations, and it results in interesting, well, results, and that's part of the fun. But yeah, I'm acutely aware of the sometimes contradictory angles or opinions. For example, you know, the Arctic zone. And that this is also very clearly a reference to Europe Europe outside of Europe, or European influence outside of Europe, whereas I'm not wanting to do that with the Komodo dragon. Is that fair? Is that unfair? What it is too late. That's what it is, I guess. But yeah, learning from the past is what we do. Maybe that's why I go on my history rambles so often. I want to get some flooring down here that looks nice. I don't know how I feel about the ice block flooring. Feels a little out of place, I think. I mean, it's not bad. Not perfect. I think I'd prefer wood flooring. I feel like the wood is more fitting to the actual building itself. Yeah, let's also, actually, since I'm in here, I just want to mention, I've only recently, because of all of you in the comments, learned what Elf on the Shelf is actually supposed to be. I'm sure it was explained to me in the past as well, but I've since forgotten because I'm not comfortable with the Elf on the Shelf, so I think I just purposely forgot. But you all have either reminded me or educated me that, yeah, the elves on the shelves are meant to be Santa's spies. That's how Santa knows, you know, who is naughty and who is nice. And yeah, I know about the tradition of moving the elf every morning or whatever it is. I don't know. It just creeps me out. Not in like not like I'm actually creeped out or anything like that, but it's just like it's I don't know. I'd be creeped out if I was a kid and there was this doll that kept moving around in my house. Makes me think of the ventriloquist dummy from the Goosebumps books. Maybe that's why I don't like it. Read too many Goosebumps books as a kid. All right, we're almost done here, folks. Almost done. Maybe I could have time-lapsed this, but there were some things I wanted to talk about over the course of doing this, so I hope you all don't mind that this wasn't a time-lapse, because if I was time-lapsing and then talking about something else, that would feel very strange to me. That would feel extremely awkward to me. Disjointed even. But this allows us to discuss some important things while I do some rather mundane things. Let me know what you think. I mean, oh, that's not what I meant. Didn't want to press Control-D there. All right. But yeah, let me know what you think, again, of things like this, of decisions like this, because I want to make sure y'all are having a good time when you're watching and that everything makes sense and is cohesive. And at the same time, we have to make sure we do, you know, we're still trying to build a zoo here, still trying to make sure everything works properly, and some things don't really require a time lapse per se, even though they require some work. All right, there we go. Again, we have to adjust this a little bit because nothing can ever be built on a straight line. Go ahead and push you down a touch. Push you in a little bit. There we go. This is a little awkward. I guess I could push you in a little bit more. Might need to adjust that a bit. All right. Yeah, definitely need to adjust this a bit. So let's just push to one side so that we only have to adjust on one side. That's good enough, and let's go ahead and move all of you in a little bit. Overall, really happy with how this is looking. I mean, changing the gift boxes on the inside, I mean, I could do that as well. I don't know how necessary that is, I guess. I mean, I could make some of these into the red and green. I don't mind the red and yellow. Bright, vibrant colors. To me, Christmas is just bright, vibrant colors, with red and green being the expected color combination. I feel like this is kind of nice. I totally hear the McDonald's complaints, by the way. Don't worry, it's not lost on me. I find it hilarious because once y'all have said it, it's just so much more like, yep, absolutely. Absolutely. But I feel like this kind of works. But again, y'all let me know. If it needs to be changed, it needs to be changed, and I can hop back into it. But I think enough time spent up over here. I want to do a couple of other things before, or I think, you know what, yeah, one thing we need to do before I hit play is I need to make sure the Komodo dragon is taken out of its enclosure. Before I do that, I just want to check to make sure that I've got some things right about it. First of all, We check the habitat just as a reminder. These are all escape routes, so we're going to have to fix that. And second of all, the environment. Definitely need some plants, grassland, and tropical. And then we also need terrain, more soil, less soil, more rock, more sand. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're going to shorten this mountain top a little bit as well. I'm really excited for the plan. It'll still touch on some of those European myths and stuff, but it's definitely going to be a lot more Southeast Asian inspired, a lot more fitting for the region, and I'm really excited for the jungle that we'll be building as well. I'm pumped for that Southeast Asia area, honestly. But anyway, so that's... wait, hold on. Went all the way there, talked about everything, didn't actually put the dragon away. Come on, where are you, buddy? It's time to be moved to quarantine, because again, it hasn't been quarantined. Gonna do that, and by the time he's ready to come out, hopefully the habitat will be ready. All right, now I think I can hit play, and we can get some work done while time is moving forward. I also need to do a little bit of animal trading, and I want to look at animal happiness as well. That's something I haven't. That's something I haven't done in a while. Like changed out their, unless they were being inspected by the inspector last session, I didn't change out their toys and stuff, if I recall correctly. There's another thing that's been pointed out that I need to fix. So thank you all for that. I believe we're in the clear now. Oh no, we're not. We're very much not. Oh, hang on. That's why everything's looking so fast. It's because I'm playing on triple speed or double speed. I was like, where are all the sound effects? Why is everything zipping by so quickly? I don't remember pressing the button. I must have tapped the wrong hotkey by mistake. Okay, this looks like... Okay, let's see if this is working now, because it should be. There we go. Yes, okay, excellent. It is working. Hopefully enough people are able to come through. Yeah. That's a full train. All right, good stuff. Things are moving. Olivia's about to inbreed. No. Where am I? There. Stop it. Stop rubbing necks. Stop it. Hang on then. So this was something that was pointed out, that Jackson might not have any breeding pairs. Inbreeding. You just had offspring. Inbreeding. I might need to swap Jackson out, actually. I might need to swap Jackson out. Put you to the trade center. Let's get a new American Bison. That was pointed out in the comments, and I wasn't sure about it, but on seeing it now, I'm a bit more sure about it. I'm gonna pause again real quick. There's a lot happening all at once. Come on, give me my list. There we go. For that. I'm gonna pause. Oh, you can't pause when you have a menu open? Wow, so much going on right now. So much going on right now. The Bear's Tapier is also about to mature. We have more. All right, this is the same inspection happening. Okay, first of all, animal trading. Bison, please. From the market, American Bison. There we go. Go ahead and get ourselves... I am not about to drop 5,000. No American Bison is worth 5,000 conservation credits. No way. No way. No males available for cash listings? Fine. I'm going to wait. We can have a small bachelor group for now. 5,000 for an American Bison? That doesn't make any sense. Get out of here. No way. That's more than half the conservation credits I have. With that said, I can trade out some of mine, so... It'll be less than half soon. Now, over here, we're about to have our baby mature, so I believe we have to get rid of Dad. Right? You're going to be the new dad. I mean, the genes are just not that great, unfortunately. 50, 33, 50, 50. 50, 50, 33, 33. I mean, geez. Bad either way. But Guatemala is old. Charlotte is young. So Guatemala has to go. Let's go ahead and put you into the trade center. And let's get ourselves a mate for Charlotte. You're gonna be the dad. It's like, what am I trying to do here? Animal trading. Let's go ahead and get. Hopefully, there's a better, fairer price here for Bear's Tapirs. Time will tell. Let's find out. Need a female, right? 75. Ah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Look at this. It's 10,000. How is this worth 10K? Like, that's just not an appropriate price. Inappropriate pricing. 75, no fertility issues. That's the way to go. Female, damn it, no longer available. This is why you don't wait. What have we got? $307 here. That's not terrible. Though, hold on. Fertility issues? No. Sure, let's go with Chihuahua. Adopt you. And let's move you into quarantine first, of course. Come on now. There we go. And we'll have a little swap happen soon enough. Okay, oof, lots going on. On pause again. So one thing I want to mention, when I was doing the snow leopard thing, I was going to mention this, but I am yet to name the snow leopard enclosure. And I've got a lot of suggestions, but, and I'm going to ask one last time this session in the comments. If you have a name suggestion, or if you had one from a previous episode, please drop it in the comments. What I can do then is I can have them all in one place. I don't want to talk about what happened to my notes. I think I might start crying if I do. No. But let's not talk about that. If you have a name suggestion, please do put it in the comments down below, and then I can pick a name for our leopards enclosure for next session. I got one last session that I've got noted down, but I've lost all my other notes because of a silly issue with Notepad and things being overwritten. But let's not belabor that point. I think that's everything that I had to do in terms of what the comments were suggesting and recommending. Quarantine pass for Kimik over here, so let's go ahead and move you to Nanook. So yeah, Nanook has its name. And it's got its name over here as well, so you can see the Nanooks from the Nanook. Some of y'all were wondering if this ever got named, so it does. Actually, let me check. Yeah, Nanook has been named in-game as well. And over here, we had the little, our first little voting post, voting poll or whatever was for the Oasis Outpost. So this should have been named as well. Let me check to make sure that we've actually named the enclosure. Where's the... Camel noises are so weird. There it is. The Oasis Outpost. I hadn't renamed you. Thank you all for pointing it out. But yes, this is the Oasis Outpost. Another quarantine pass. That is for Chihuahua. Let's go ahead and move you to... Not to Wolf Rock, please. Zoo's getting so big, it's... there we go. Tape here. What a name. What a name. So that'll be good. And what else have we got going on over here? Quarantine pass for our Komodo dragon. That's something that'll have to wait a little bit. Let me just check a couple things here before we go into our time lapse. A couple things here. So our tortoises enrichment is getting kind of low. Toy enrichment is very low. I'm hoping that I can kind of go through and do this without having the game interrupt me with notifications every 30 seconds. That's one of the things, like, it's completely natural, but especially when recording, it really it becomes a bit of a challenge, for me at least, where it's just like in the middle of something, and then I suddenly have to stop because an urgent notification pops up, and that makes me prefer to just pause, except when you pause, things don't really move forward, and then that's a whole different issue. Where are these ice balls? Block of frozen fruit is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for small ice ball enrichment. Small ice ball enrichments. Where are you? Is there shelter, cleanliness? No, I want their toys. I want their toys highlighted. Because I want to swap them out. Oh, this might be... No, that's block of frozen fruit. Block of frozen fruit is their food. I wonder if I mistakenly hid some in here. I know I've done that in the past by mistake. No, just heaters. All right, well, you know what? I guess I guess they stay. Unless anyone, I'm gonna have to like look back at an old episode and see where I might have placed them. All I see are blocks of frozen fruit, which is a different thing. Yeah. Anyway, all right, fine. Well, hey, listen. What matters is that they get new toys, right? So let's go ahead and get them those new toys. I guess we can get an herb scent marker. Get you coming over here. There we go, 90%. Just needed the one thing. Hungry animals. I need to get more keepers, I think. Oh, Abril's getting really old. They're getting so old. It's almost time for them to pass. Oh, that's gonna be heartbreaking. Happy puppers over here. What's your enrichment looking like, buddy? Cardboard boxes, blood scent marker, and chew toy. All right, get rid of all that. So I know where the chew toy goes. See, this is why consistency is nice. I know the chew toy, sorry, is up there. Where is my cardboard box? There it is. Let's get rid of you. And there was the scent marker, right? Blood scent marker. Away you go. And if we take a look at our timber wolves, we can go ahead and get a prey-scented snack over here. That might be enough. Oh, they're so cute. The little barks are just so cute. 95%. That's all we needed. I guess the pack has gotten a bit smaller lately. So that's tortoises and wolves taken care of. Night has come. Time for things to look really beautiful. How's your enrichment doing? You're probably pretty happy. Yep, rubbing pillar. We just recently put that down. We're good here. We're good here. What about down over here? The peafowl are probably dead tired of what they have. They've had this for a long time. In fact, if I click on it, yeah. Gives like next to nothing right now. Where are the peafowl? Everyone seems to be looking over here. I hear them. Oh, there we go. How did I miss you? Oh, so beautiful. We got a better view of that. Okay, no toys right now. Good. Go ahead and drop down. Herb scent marker. Put you down over here. 89%. Good. I want to be in like that 90% range. You know, plus minus, I would say plus minus 5% is okay. I think that's a comfortable spot to sit in. Now over here, our Guriel, I believe I recently gave them something. Yeah, so they're happy. The blood scent marker. Where is the blood scent marker? Is that? Oh, yeah. Sorry, buddy. I know you're on it right now, but... Gotta get rid of that. Just imagine someone, like, sneaking underneath the baby Guriel and trying to pull away a toy. Oh, no. Who's passed away? No! Oh, my God. Did you drown? Died of old age. Oh, man. Not a grizzly. Had a daughter before she went. What's Vlora's genetic? Oh, wow! Okay. That's amazing. Symington is, of course, the father. Symington will pass away soon as well. Dangerous animal has escaped. That's not so good. How'd you... What happened there? Did he, like, clip through the ground or something? That was weird. That didn't look like an actual habitat issue. We'll keep an eye out for that. We also have to keep an eye out for our bears. Obviously, we have to get a new mate. Where are our grizzlies? There they are. So, are you on contraceptives? You should be. Once he passes away, we'll get him. We'll get the daughter a new mate. Now let's go ahead and take a look here. The bobbin and the rubbing pillar. So the bobbin goes, and the rubbing pillar is over here. Again, that consistency just helps spot these things. Bears. Any dog-like animal passing away and bears passing away? It's hard. It's hardest. Get the prey-scented sack. Let's get the prey-scented sack over here, I think, because it's a nice and cubby-like area. Makes for interesting viewing. And let's go ahead and get the wind chimes maybe out over here. There we go. I don't like that. Get them like so. And let's actually smooth the train out a little bit. There we go. Incorrect ratio for the pronghorn antelopes. Gonna have to fix that. Let me just check the enrichment here real quick. You know what? I actually don't need the wind chimes because we don't have a mum right now. Well, we don't have a third bear, is what I should say. I don't need that just quite yet. Snow leopard's getting some more research. We'll have to upgrade their food and stuff. Incorrect ratio over here. Let's go ahead and sort that out. 16 animals, 3 males. Embrace, I think, is probably still the ideal. Yes. There's no competing with Embrace right now, I don't think. Embrace. Oh, pretty good, though. Embrace is a good hombre. I mean, these are some pretty good stats. 66, 75, 83, 100. So there's a clear winner, but you, the Trade Center, those good genes will pass on at another zoo. There was actually an interesting comment I saw about releasing to the wild versus versus giving to another zoo. I like the I hadn't thought about it this way, but sending an animal to another zoo can help propagate those really solid genes for longer. So in a way, that is also very good for animal welfare. That's a interesting point. Herb scent marker and waterfall and metal frame. And I like that way of thinking. It's like, right, we maintain the propagation of the really solid genes for longer, which is a good way of looking at it. I wish I could find a good way of looking at the herb scent marker. Oh, why are you? Come on, guys. Stop it. Where are our bins? Where's my closest bin? I guess that's on me. I should have put more bins down in there. Animals. Just animals. One there. And get one over here. Get one over here. Get another one deeper down. That's got to do the trick, right? Where is the herb scent marker? Still don't have a clue. I know we were putting stuff up here, but that was one of these. Wish I'd done a better job of keeping a track of where I'd put some of these things down. Maybe if I click on you, I can see with the gray spots. No. Nope, someone lost their balloon, though. Herb scent marker. Yeah, this view is not helping at all. It's also not helping that I'm trying to do this at night. And this is something that typically just kind of fades into the ground. Where are we? I keep seeing the trash and thinking it's the herb scent marker. But it's not. It's just people being trash. Yeah, I get very upset at littering. Very upset at littering. What's going on here? Not up over here. No. Oh, there we go. I see you. Done. Please tell me it's just the one. Yes, thank God. Okay. I didn't want to do that anymore. I was close to giving up and just being like, I'll do it between sessions or during a time lapse. All right, let's go ahead and get our flamingo. Mirror mobile. And you know what? Maybe let's make this a spot for it. So now we know this corner is where one of the enrichment items will always be. Fair enough. So what have we got done? We've got you guys done. We've got you done. We've got this all done. I believe the bison and the pronghorn antelope we did last session. Quick check. Yeah, looks to be the case. Yeah, all right. So all these guys are done. I know this is 70%, but it's mainly because they're sharing... Oh, hang on now. These guys don't care for the mud bath. Okay. Go ahead and get, for the pronghorn antelope, grab ball. I know they share the grab ball, but there. Unfair that one animal should be treated better than the other in the same space. All right, so all this has been taken care of. I believe the Bengal tigers we took care of last session as well. I might be mistaken. I distinctly remember taking care of them last session, though. That is a pinata enrichment. I love that I click on the pinata enrichment because it looks like the white Bengal tigers. It's just like, oops. Where are these tigers? Oh, there's one. Oh, there's two. Oh my God. I finally caught one going down a tree. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so happy to see this being used. Last session, after recording last session, I was wondering, like, does this stuff still get used? Seems to be the case. And if you got up here, you can definitely get down. Yeah, they can climb. Yes, they've got all the climbing capabilities they need. They're just chilling up here for now. All right, good. Good to get that confirmation about the treehouse. And the tigers are feeling good as well. The crocs, I thought we did their enrichment. I might not have, actually. Oh, I did, okay. Cool, and the elephants, I did theirs as well, because I remember seeing the comments about this not being straight. And there we go. That should solve that problem, hopefully. And let's see to make sure that they're still happy. Whoa, freaking out over here. Okay, interesting. Actually, on the topic of trash, I saw a really adorable GIF of elephants cleaning up trash. It's adorable in that it's the elephants doing it. It's not adorable in that there's trash, but, you know. What happened to the water volume over here? Weird. Okay, I need to sort that out. Let's go ahead and pause, because I'm about to edit the barrier. Make this into a null. I can't. Gotta get rid of the water first, I guess. Right, now I can edit the barrier. Make this into a null. There we go. Go ahead and get my water back in here. There we go, that makes sense. Hang on. There we go. That's a lot better. Perfect. And then I gotta edit this barrier again. And now turn you back into that with a window one way. Is the correct direction? Yes, it is. Great. And actually, since we're over here, let's go ahead and unpause. Hold on, wait. I shouldn't distract myself. Shouldn't distract myself because I want to do the waterfalls because I've left that for so very long. Enrichment over here is great. We have a new baby? We have a new baby. Oh, we have a new baby panda. That's pretty great. The baby pandas, their heads look adorable. They look like little dumplings. They look like little dumplings. Right? I'm not the only one. Either dumplings or Goombas. Either or. Oh, what a cutie. Look at that smile. All right, that's great. I'm really happy to see our breeding program for the pandas is working well. You're obviously happy. Genes, I mean, they are what they are. The genetics are never going to be great for the pandas. But hopefully now with some more stuff built in the area, looks like we're getting some more crowds up here as well. So we should be drawing some more donations as well, I should hope. A little bit. I mean, this area needs a lot of love still. It is not complete. This area needs a lot of love. That's why I haven't been asking for name suggestions for it either, because it's not done yet. All right, so the pandas are done. The polar bears need some enriching for sure. Buddy here. You are going to be the new mommy. You're new, so you're probably going to be happy with the enrichment items, but you are not new. Go to the herb scent mark. That's not hardest things to spot. I know some of the stuff is up over here because I was trying to bait these guys up here. There we go. So I can get rid of you. Get rid of you. And get rid of you. I like having all the enrichment items up over here. Polar bear. Let's get the bobbin up over here. Is that enough? Nope, 68%. And let's go ahead and get the prey-scented sack. When I unpause, that'll... Oh, you know what? Actually, 80%. Still not enough. Well, let's put this down. I said plus minus 5%, not plus minus 10%. There we go. And that, I believe, is that all of our animals? I don't want to do the thing that I did when I did my tour and forget animals. We got the tortoises, we got the wolves, we got the bears, we got the tapir, we got the pronghorn antelope and the bison, we got the polar bears, we got the pandas, we got the snow leopards. Actually, did I check snow leopard enrichment? I did not. I just saw their water was a problem. Where are we? Y'all in here? Y'all chilling in here? No, you're not. No, you're not. I want to see them climb. That's what I want to see. I want to see them naturally climb up there. Where are they? There's the baby. Oh, so cute. The meal is like 3 times the size. Where are these animals? Oh, I wish I'd noted it down. Someone had translated in the comments these are evidently Mongolian names. Someone had translated them, and beautiful names. I've forgotten them, unfortunately. This is close enough. We must have changed this recently, so I'm not going to change it again. Beautiful names. I wish I'd noted it down so I could tell y'all, but it's in the comments of the previous session. All right, so snow leopard's done, elephant's done. Down over here, crocs and gharial done. These guys all done. Oh, the camels might not be very happy. We haven't looked at the camels in a while. Not ever since Houdini was running around getting loose. Enrichment's kind of low. Let's go ahead and swap things out. So the herb scent marker and the grab ball. So this is definitely the grab ball. Herb scent marker. Where are you? In here? Don't know if they're really using these. Let's go ahead and Bactrian camels require a rubbing pillar, perhaps. Up over here would be nice. Good views. Do we need a block of ice? Or is that good enough? Oh, wow. Oh, it's because we're paused. All right, well, that's all the animals, I'm pretty sure, with their enrichment taken care of. Yeah, I like going in and just doing management every so often, just focusing on management for a bit. But with that done, let's go ahead, come over here, unpause, build our little waterfall, and then we can hop on into our time lapse. So let's see, waterfall top. Unpause, please. There we go. And I'll have to build like little rocks and stuff in the area as well, so it actually works nicely. Oh, waterfall bottom 10 meters is a bit big. 0.5. There we go. That's feeling a lot better. There we go. I like that. I like that. And where's that midsection again? What if we get one a little bit higher up? Yes. Make it a bit denser. Beautiful. Beautiful. And a couple of rocks. If we go to nature, rocks, and I like to use taiga because that's like where we are. The taiga rock is what would actually show through. I'm wondering if the Titan beetles had a few too many babies. Go ahead and pull you down over here. That one doesn't really work, actually. Want that. Want that. Go. I don't want to... Never like rushing these things. Gotta do them justice, right? Actually, I mean, I wish the water level was a little bit higher. We could try putting some rapids down. Right, because that makes it feel like there's lots going on over here as well. There we go. There we go. That feels a bit better. And then on the other side, we want to get a waterfall down as well, right? And I believe this is a deeper waterfall. If I can get the camera here properly. Right? There's supposed to be a waterfall here, right? Got the river going around. Or maybe not. Hello, floating trees. Now that I've seen this, I'm going to get neurotic about it. Come on. Come on. There we go. I could have sworn I had water here at one point. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm going to have to check on how we can maybe put water down here to connect it to this river. I don't want to redo... Oh, you know what? I think I see what happened. Are we able to fit any water here? No. It's going to be obstructed. Okay, I guess the waterfall goes one way. I don't want to have to redo this entire thing, because that means redoing the Southeast Asia thing all over again. And that's not my idea of a good time. I don't know if it's any of your ideas of a good time either. If it's everyone's idea of a good time, I'll do it. But that would be quite the journey. I also do wonder... Waterfalls are nice. I'm thinking about the Serenity angle. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I should have checked my inspection report. No surprises here, but it definitely, I think, makes us feel good about ourselves. Donations, none there, none here. Why not? Why not? Oh, look at this view of this animal. We're just walking away. What's wrong with you? What? $655. It should be in here right now. One of the washroom. I wonder if I should get some heaters down. Looks like these guys are not very comfy. Go ahead and get a heater down. Heater right in the middle over here. Back it down a little bit. There we go. And it's not going to be 30 degrees. Let's like go with the 20. I think 20 is a comfortable temperature. And the range should be reduced a bit as well, because we want to just warm this area up. We don't want to warm the snow leopards up, obviously. What about in here? Do we have any donations in here? I'm like not too fussed about donations. I should be more fussed, I think. No donations here either. I should be a lot more bothered about not receiving donations, because otherwise that's how we make money. I do wonder if I charge people for the... No, I can't, right? Because I need them to have a way out. Okay, we're looking good here. Cleared everybody out. We're looking good here. Looking good down over here as well. Yeah. Boats are moving. Rocks haven't blocked. Yeah, good stuff. Feeling pretty comfortable about how all this stuff is rolling. We've been settling around that 1.5 mark for a little while now. This has not been a profitable year so far, which is a little concerning. Now, why would that be? Did we do a lot of construction work? Didn't do a lot of construction work. No refunds, obviously, because they've patched that for now. Animal food. Expensive, yes, but nothing too out of the ordinary. I wonder if this is the polar bear mafia making a comeback. Or if it's just all these animals that aren't netting us any donations, and I need to get a bit more serious about that situation. Polar bears are doing okay. 320. Nothing up there. People are coming here. Right, it's not like it's empty. Maybe it's time to start charging for... Oh, you know what? I could up the prices for some of the stuff. I haven't done that in a while. And I wonder if... Oh, no. 30. Go with 60. And it'll be synchronized across the board, so... Go ahead and up these prices as well. It's been a while since I've upped prices. Inflation, man, 2% every year, and it's been, what, 50 years since I've upped the prices? Let's see if this is okay. And if not, we'll see. You're hungry, then go eat. Food here. I'm sure this might not be healthy, but it's food. Gonna synchronize you as well. These ice burgers priced up as well, 12 bucks, I think. And 13 bucks maybe. See if that does the trick. See if that helps us out. Just gonna adjust a few of these prices here and there and see if that helps us out. A good bit of a little bit of extra cash income, shop income, sorry, would take us out of this rough spot. All right, it's a bit muggy right now. Hopefully the sun will come up and it'll be nice and clear and we can dive on into our time lapse. Because again, this one, there's a fair bit of work to do. I'm hoping to complete it today. If not, then I'm hoping to come very close to completion today. But lots of work to do over here. This rain is coming down hard. Fitting for the region, I guess. Little monsoon season rains. Okay, let's see. What about, how are our tigers doing? 952. 3,400. All right, the tigers are doing very well. Tigers are doing very, very well. That's good. Got some great views of the tiger. I think, see, the issue with the polar bear is that they need a lot of space. Oh, okay, you know, we've got a good crowd over here right now. All right, okay. 420, perfect time to click here. And that while they're resting, so hopefully that means we have a good enough view here. Hopefully that means we have a good enough view here, because that was a concern, right, about people not having a view. Same concern over here as to why people might not be coming here is because there is not much of a view. Oh, you know another reason we might be losing money? Donations go down when the animals aren't happy. If the animals are unhappy, then you don't receive donations. I wish the game was a bit more clear about when you can and can't look through. Like, I could, hypothetically, poke some viewing holes in. We could try it, right? We could delete some of these. Wonder if that's too high. I don't think the animal is able to climb in here. Got to make sure of that before we get too excited about that as a potential solution. That is bedding. That's not an animal. That's the same thing. All right. Make sure that you can't get in here. Reversible area. Yeah, you cannot. All right. Maybe that'll draw more people up over here. I would like to see it used. As pretty as it is and as happy as that makes me, I'd like to see it actually get some use. Let's go ahead and say hello to our guests here. Make that conservation credit money. And since it's nighttime, hey, Papa Nurgle, since it's nighttime, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of animal trading. And when the sun rises and hopefully the rain stops, we'll dive on into our time lapse. So let's see. But take a look at our animal trading. We've got 2 really good pronghorn antelopes. Really good pronghorn antelopes. So I'm not going to hesitate to charge properly for that. If I can even... There we go. Come on. Pronghorn antelope. So I can check this. P for pronghorn. Gotta do the same for the tigers as well. I've seen all y'all comment about the tigers and agreeing that we should maybe consider trading them out. 575, 620, maybe I'm gonna stick with like, I think 300 is like the appropriate range. I'm not gonna price gouge people. I think 300 is the appropriate range. Let's go ahead and trade you out for, let's say, yeah, 300. There we go. And you'll be going for about 300 as well, I think is fair. There we go. Adlar, Tuck, and Alacy both have to be pulled back, right? Because that would be inbreeding. We have a new... Yeah, okay, so these guys need to be traded out. So polar bears. How much do polar bears go for now? I believe I checked, but now I've forgotten, so I apologize. Let me just check here. Polar bears. I remember when they first came out, and they were like thousands as a minimum. Alright, so 400s, 500s. Let's go with... I think what we have is 400 is a fair price for what we've got. Yeah, it's on the lower side. Well, hang on a second. It's suggesting 544. Well, I'd be a fool to go underneath that because that's a minimum I can get. Okay, so clearly I've assessed this incorrectly. Let's go with 600 maybe. And Alacy. It's crazy the story that these two have had with the zoo. And now I'm sending them off to recreate that story somewhere else. Hopefully with a little less loss for whoever receives them. I think you're fair at 500. Man. Wild. Wild. Now, the tigers. And Guatemoc, actually, as well. Oh, we can't trade Guatemoc out because we purchased him. It was an adoption made with money. So I guess quick trade is in order. Can't release him into the wild either. Because of that same reason. So quick trade, I guess. That's unfortunate. Wish I'd noticed that earlier. The American Bison, meanwhile, how much do you go for? I'm pretty sure they're pretty cheap. American Bison. Dangerous animal has escaped. Or if that's a snow leopard again, I'll have to check. 500. These are all females. No idea what a male would go for. Let's try... These are like alright genes. Let's try, I don't know, 250. I think it's fair. Throwing a number out there. Alpha status is fine. Escape, I imagine, was a snow leopard. I would like to check in on the snow leopard, if I could find you. Again. Beautiful space. Where's your little... Oh, I guess it's not here. Oh, yeah, it was. It's so weird. Where are you escaping? How are you escaping? Is it just a glitch in the ground? What's going on here? Show me the traversable area. Come on now. So cute. Come on. Okay, now I have to select you. Oh my god, there we go. There's an escape route there. There are escape routes over here, but these aren't the ones being used. Oh, you're able to climb this, are you? Okay, fair enough. Thought our glass was, oh, our glass is tall enough. There's no way out there. Fair enough, so it's not that. I don't think it's this either. How is this an escape route? That's if you're able to get to here. Are you able to get to here? How would you get to here? These have never been the escape routes. This is always the escape route. Oh my god, so much energy. Just a little ball of blazing energy here. Such a cutie. Every time he goes for a swim... Every time, rather, sorry, she goes for a swim. Oh man. I wanted to get a better view of the drinking. Super cute, though. Alright. Enough distractions. Sun's rising. A little time left. I think I'm procrastinating the trading out of my tigers. Having a hard time coming to terms with having to do that. Alright, so Justin and Aradhya. Arathia's getting old. Right. Justin's older, but not that old. So if Arathia's getting old, means we have to keep Veer, whose mate is Amira. Right, we have to keep these two. We don't have to. Syra could go. Jeez, I've completely forgotten who I was going to trade out. And that's on me. So many moving parts right now. Crap. So, okay, who would make sense to get rid of? I think Syra should stay. Those are great genes. Vedika, I think, can go. Slightly poorer genes, so I think we could trade out Vedika. I think I'm comfortable doing that. Yeah, I think Vedika's got to go. So let's trade her out. 1,000 is recommended. Sun's up now, so I got to be quick about this. I think I'll trade Vedika and then move on. Where is the Bengal tiger? Please and thank you. Female with decent stats. 1,000 is being recommended. I don't know how, but let's try it. Seeing a lot of really cheap female tigers here, though. But again, if they're not going to trade for what I think is decent, I'm going to release them to the wild because then no one can have them. I do think 1,000 is a little high. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go with 1,200 because I want them to have a new home. And if that doesn't work, then it's going to be released to the wild. Try it. Vedika can go because of low stats. Syra needs to stay. Amrita and Advait. I mean, both of these guys can go as well. I guess immunity genes are pretty low. But they are our babies. Amira and Veer cycle back in. The other option that's been mentioned is just building another enclosure for more tigers. And while I'm not averse to that, the question becomes, when does it stop? We just start doing that for every animal, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Anyway, folks, the rest of the trading, I think, is going to have to wait because I want to get to our time lapse. I know it's been an entire hour before we even begin our time lapse. I apologize for that, but the management stuff just ended up taking a bit longer than I'd anticipated, if I'm completely honest. Any species, please? I just want to see. Jackson's gone. Okay. Yeah, made some good money. 9707. Made a little bit of money today. All right, folks. Let's get into this. This is going to be interesting. Again, changing up my plans almost entirely. A little bit of a rework to be expected over here. I'm hoping to complete it today. If not, I apologize, but we will definitely be completing it between the next session and this one. Folks, it's time lapse time. All right, folks, this is an interesting one, that's for sure. Lots of undoing and fixing up and changing editing. I will let you know right now, though, right off the bat, that unfortunately, despite how much I believed in myself, I was not able to finish this today. We make some big steps, we make some big strides. We set the base aesthetic, I would say, but unfortunately, it gets a bit more intricate than I expected at first, and I also feel like I need some more references as well. But we do make a lot of progress today, and we get to a solid point from where I think I can complete things next session, if not. Yeah, I think next session, at the beginning of next session, we should definitely see completion. Anyway, so it's a complete rework. We're not going with that medieval, fantasy idea that we discussed previous session. Instead, we're going for something a bit more fitting of the region. I took a look at some of the, myth that comes from this part of the world, some of the concepts and ideas that are tied with dragons and things like that. And I wanted to stick with Southeast Asia specifically, not just East Asia, because it is different. Chinese dragons, Japanese dragons, Korean dragons, Indonesian dragons, Thai dragons. They all have different kind of like stories and some really fascinating ones, actually, things that I had no knowledge of, no prior knowledge of. But in the case of Indonesian dragons, from my understanding, is that typically, and most East and Southeast Asian dragons follow this archetype, I guess. They are actually benevolent creatures, unlike in, Western, like European myth, where dragons are typically villainous or evil or whatever it might be. In the East and the Far East and the Southeast, it is a lot more of a It depends. There are some evil dragons out there in the Eastern cultures as well, but by and large, it seems they're a lot more depicted as protectors or guardians or dragons that grant you wishes if you're able to collect the right number of balls and things like that. So I wanted to stick with that kind of a thing. So rather than it being a dragon that is guarding its hoard underneath a castle, I figured, okay, well, why not we keep a similar approach, similar architecture. Not architecture, but similar concept. But instead, it's a dragon that is protecting a temple. So we're trying to build a temple up top, again using Indonesian references primarily, looking at a lot of stuff from like Bali and things like that as well to get an idea of what to do. But at the same time, I want it to feel ancient. I want it to still have that sense of, like, I don't want to say mysticism, but like otherworldliness to it, or the feeling of being transported to another world is what I'm getting at. So I wanted to make these into ruins, but I want to have vines and stuff growing. I want to have trees growing on top of rocks and things like that, as we often see in in places that have been abandoned for a very long time. And I think it'll be a nice transition from the fishing village to the forested area, which will have like a little bit of a village vibe as well, but not as much as the fishing village. And then it transitions to here, which will be a kind of misty temple kind of a region. I feel like altogether Southeast Asia is going to feel like a solid unit, and I'm really excited to see it done. And I hope you all like this directional change as well, because I'm super pumped for it. I know it can seem a little unfortunate when a sudden shift in direction happens. I was super excited last session for that European style fortress and whatnot. But it's important to like realize when something's not going to work the way you maybe wanted it to or needed it to. This is how I approach this kind of stuff. The idea, I liked it, doesn't really work, but that's not going to slow me down. That's not going to demotivate me. Instead, we work on a different cool idea. So I'm just as excited for this as I was with the medieval castle idea and whatnot. In fact, this will actually be more challenging because the pieces don't really exist, which is a part of the reason why I wasn't able to complete the whole thing today. Was I need to figure out the right pieces to use and how to use them, more importantly. The pieces we end up using are largely, these plaster pieces, they kind of look right texturally, but also the pieces from the India set, because again, there was a lot of cultural trade way back in the day, so there are a lot of similarities in terms of intricate sculptural art styles and things like that, and it was the closest kind of match I could find. You can see I'm looking at references right now just to see before I commit. And ultimately, though, the overall shapes and stuff are a little different, and so that's what I try to marry over here. Now, I wish the sandstone was actually gray, or you could change the color of it, because that would be a bit more accurate to the references I'm using. But, you take what you can get. You take what you can get. And I'm actually really happy with how this ends up looking. So I'm pumped to complete the whole thing. I wanted to give it the proper amount of time it needed, though. I didn't want to rush it all out today. And I know that's something that's come up a little bit in the comments as well. It's like, oh yeah, there was a time when one session would be one complete habitat or enclosure. And I think that's back when things were a little less intricate. Maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. Maybe I need to stop being so over the top with each and every one of these habitats. But I guess I do apologize for that evolution in this series and how it's gone from being like 1 to 2 episodes for an enclosure to potentially 3 episodes for an enclosure, if not 4 sometimes. But gonna try and keep this one in check. The idea then is like we have this temple entrance kind of, or rather, I guess this would be a full structure. It's not just a gate, it's a full structure. And then behind it, there will be a bit of a plaza area. That's why I flattened the top of that mountain. And then to the left of it, so from, where our staff rooms and stuff are, from there you'd be able to see another temple structure. So a couple of, structures. So there's a bit of that man-made element, but a lot of trees and stuff as well, because I want it to feel like, again, like it's been reclaimed. Now here, this was the big struggle point. It was like building the corner. What I did was I built a single wall piece, like we did with the India section when we did that massive temple. Built a single wall piece and then used that as a modular element to go across in both directions, but the corner, unfortunately, there was no piece for it. So I just kind of built one myself over here using these building blocks again from the India section and just tucking these things in so it looks like it's intricate carvings onto stone. Really like how it's looking. Again, I feel like it's not, I'll be honest, it's not perfect. It's not exactly what architecture from that area looks like, but those pieces just aren't in game. So we're trying to match it as best as possible. I'm feeling pretty good about how this has come along, and I really like the colors too. I really like the colors, the vibrant orange and like the, yellow, sandstone yellow. I think it works really nicely together. But yeah, so again, just kind of finessing and nuancing the little corner pieces, liking how it's feeling. This is another thing I saw a lot of was basically when you have a junction like this between two wall pieces, there would be like this triangular, cut out triangular detail. Again, pieces don't exist, but I feel like we've built a good match to it, so it looks kind of similar. But you can see it's going to be a very intricate construction. And as I was looking at my references, I realized that, I think I need some more references, because otherwise it's going to be very repetitive as well. It's going to be a very big structure. It's going to be a very intricate structure. But if it looks like but if it's a repetitive structure, it's going to be very boring. So I felt like I needed more references. I really underestimated the scale of this project. Here, though, you can see I'm adding a second layer. So these buildings typically go very, very tall. Honestly, impressive constructs. And I'm trying to figure out how tall I want it to be for the purposes of it fitting in nicely. I don't want it to overtake all of our tall structures, but I do want it to stand out a fair bit. So lots to think about. There's lots to think about. But yeah, I start adding a couple of vines just to see, all right, well, how's this going to look? Is this going to work well? Am I completely off the mark here? And I think it's going to come together pretty nicely. And the green and the orange work really nicely as contrasting colors as well. So that's going to look really nice. And I actually add some tamarind trees to the base over here. And here you can see, again, the roots growing around the stones and over the edge of the cliffs and things like that to represent that, odd growth that's happened. Folks, unfortunately, this is around about where I'm going to call this time lapse. Like I said, I need to do a little bit of thinking for this one, but I'm really pumped for the shift in direction, though that has caused a little bit of a delay, I guess, in its production. I think it's well worth it. But as always, y'all need to let me know down below what you think about our new idea. That's the time lapse. All right, folks. I am afraid I guess I was lying to myself and all of you when I even pretended to think that I'd be able to complete this today. As always, I just keep biting off more than I can chew at any given in any given session. This needs a lot of thinking. I thought I had enough reference images and I thought I had the right pieces, and for the most part I do. I'm pretty happy with how things are coming together. We're using a lot of the India pieces, of course, but there's so many moving parts again. A lot of the comments mentioned how like I need to go back to things being a little bit simpler, a bit more nature focused, like we were doing way at the beginning. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But the good thing is the next enclosure we're going to do is a very nature-centric one. I'm happy with how things are coming along right now, but I'm going to have to call it here and take a moment to kind of regroup and rethink my approach a little bit. I think we're headed in the right direction. And I think having the weekend to mull over and plot how this expansion will take place will make a huge difference. And I think I need to start taking advantage of that extra time a bit more often in allowing me to plan big steps like this one. But I like what we've got going on over here. I like the trees. I love the vibrance. I love the orange as well. It's all looking pretty good. I just have to find a way to kind of extend that and build on that over here without making a full-on construct. Like I might want to make a little building over here, a little plaza over here, maybe another building over here. So kind of similar to what we did with the Tibet region with, multiple monasteries. But we just have to build that first one first and have to make sure that it feels right. And then also need to get that, reclamation happening, the nature's return to this area happening properly. Overall, though, liking how the stairs are feeling and stuff. I like that we've kind of built a platform, like a feeding platform, as a result of the ruins of the area. But I think the other big thing, as always, is I often like to turn to y'all to know what y'all think about where we're headed so far, so I can course correct if necessary. I'm pretty happy with how it's coming along so far, though. But I might need to make some adjustments and whatnot. Yeah, this is where we're gonna have to call it a session. I'm definitely feeling the need to kind of like step away and plot this course a bit more thoroughly. Maybe Big maybe, no guarantees. Maybe I'll be able to sneak in a Sunday special where we work on this. But the reason why I say no guarantees is because I am working on a few other things for the channel right now, in terms of videos and whatnot, and they will overtake my weekend. So I'm going to try and get a Sunday special, but I don't know if it's possible. If it doesn't happen, then the first thing we'll do with the next session is finish this off. That'll be our focus, and I'll like work away at it over the weekend or something, so I can, I can get that done, and then we can move on to a little bit more management stuff before diving on into the orangutan, and that'll be Southeast Asia done. I definitely feel like this was the right call to go in with the more Southeast Asian inspired architectural style and whatnot. It'll work a lot nicer. Oh man, wild seeing our zoo from an angle like this. But yeah, I'm liking this. It's looking pretty good, I think. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, your opinion is extremely valuable to me, and I really want to know how y'all feel about this kind of shift in direction. For now, though, as always, folks, just want to say really quickly, if you've enjoyed this session and you want to see more, oh, I can't even fit the zoo. There we go. If you've enjoyed this session and you want to see more Planet Zoo on the channel, make sure you let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. A massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.